everybody, my name's Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. So I had absolutely no intention of stamping today. I had camp, I have online retreat starts today, so I'm putting the final touches on that. And I have on tour tomorrow, which means I have a shoebox swap and getting all my stuff gathered to go for that. Plus, you know, the normal stuff that has to happen on your house, at your house when you're not going to be home on a whole Saturday. So you try to get some of it done on a Friday. But I got new stuff. And so when the new stuff came, I was like, oh, I just have to play with it. And then I'm like, oh, I should show it to you guys, because by the time I get back to it, it'll be Tuesday, because Monday I have plans. So interrupt my otherwise super busy schedule so I can show you a couple of new things. So it's from the upcoming annual catalog. This starts on May 4th. If you don't have one yet, and you're getting one from me, then you should be getting it any day because they've all gone out. And I mailed them like last weekend, Monday, Tuesday, or was around the last time. When the last of them went out. I can't talk. But if you don't have anybody sending you one and you're in the US and you're interested in getting one, just message me and I'd be happy to send you one. So that's where the stuff's coming from for the most part that I'm using today. I am sticking in a last chance item. So these are some of the new things that came today. These are the Scallop treat boxes and they're large. So I will put them together on another video just because I don't have time to show you all the stuff, but they're super pretty. They're craft colored with those gold dots. So we'll be making those sometime soon. Then these are the Ombre gift bags. I haven't even opened them because I made my card and I'm like, I got to get this done before my husband gets home and before I have to do all the other stuff. So these are really pretty ombre. Ombre, of course, is really in right now, as evidenced by a lot of my shirts. But these are in the in colors. Aren't those pretty? So we are actually having a candy bar on tour. And I'm taking this stuff and I will use the little gift bags from, I think, 2 years ago. Because, you know, they always last their food safe. I have the ones with the gold stripes on them. So these are super convenient to have around. Now, here's a couple of the other things. This is the Ombre Glimmer paper. And it's just called Ombre Specialty Paper. Now, if you want to see lots of this and use lots of it, make sure you're in my Try It class. It's an online class. We'll do 12 projects, and every project will feature a new paper, a new ribbon, a new embellishment, and then there'll be some punches, some dies, all from the new catalog. Early bird registration ends the 25th of April, but it's going to fill up maybe before that, not long after it. I had originally said registration would go into May, but I don't think it'll make it. So if you're interested, because it's a super fun class, it's a great way to try everything that's new in the catalog. And this year we're doing 12 instead of 10. Normally I do 10 projects, but because there's so much beautiful specialty paper, I mean, how do you not use this? So I'm not sure what I'll do with it. And everybody may get different colors and things, but then on the video, you get to see everything. Is that just not, it's just a little pack of happy. So bright and cheery. So that's the Ombre Specialty Paper, and it will make an appearance. And here's one of the new Designer Series papers that I didn't have the last time I did an unboxing because some of this stuff wasn't ready to come in from Stampin' Up. So this one is called the Simply Elegant. And again, there will be a card, and you get a PDF, and all the cards have templates, so you can refer back to those in the future. I have a whole video that explains my Try It class, a couple back. I'll put the link for that down in the description if you want to go see it. It's online. So this is one of the specialty papers. Now this side of the paper, I've already looked at my friend's pack. It's so beautiful. I don't know how you could ever use the back side until you see one of them. Most of them, I'm like, yeah, I'll never use that side because look how pretty these are. That's the same one. I think this is my favorite. I love copper. This one's pretty too. So, I mean, the backs are all neutral. I think it's this one that I really like the back of. Yes, that's just pretty. It's so pretty. This is pretty too, but it'll be a fun card with this. My goal when I make the cards is to try to get as many pieces of paper on as I can so you can see a bunch of them. And then here's the paper I'm going to use today. So this is specialty paper as well. It is... Nope, I'm reading the wrong. I'm like, there is no black in this. It's called linen paper. I think that's, yep, linen specialty paper. So you can see I've already taken the 2 chunks out for the card that I'm going to use. So I'll show you this, but it really is, it has a different, it's like fabric. So it's fabric on top of paper, but it's super special. So let me show you how I've used it, and it will make an appearance, I'm sure, in lots of projects upcoming because I'm already in love with it. So the stamp set I'm going to use is Quiet Meadow. Mostly using the dies that go with this. It's also new in the catalog. This is one that I've made, so this tutorial is up. I was tempted to put a little bee on this card, but this is the card that we are making for my shoebox swap, so I have to get all this gathered up. So I pulled it out to use it. So we're going to use, it's going to be a black card. So a half a sheet of black. And then we will go ahead and do all of our die cutting. Let's pull this over. Most of my stuff, I did clean up from camp. I just haven't carried it all upstairs. So I guess I need to stamp one thing first. The only stamp I'm going to use, there's a tiny little thing that says love. This would be a really nice anniversary or just a thinking of you card because it's not like an obvious I love you kind of card. So just put that little love on there. It would also wedding, anniversary, engagement, or just like to your mama or your grandma. So put this on here. This comes with a sweet little tag, this set. So we'll run this through first. And then this is brass foil. Now it is on the last chance list. So if you love it as much as I do and you're sad to see it go, then you need to get it before it's gone. I don't think it's on sale, but it is on last chance. I feel like it's not on sale, but it's not expensive anyways. And I have lots of it because I love it. And I was shocked that they were getting rid of it. It would go with that metallic specialty paper I just showed you really well. Sometimes things come back in our like holiday catalogs when they're shiny like that. So we can always hope, right? So now we have this cute little tag. I need to replace my plate. When your stuff sticks to your plate, the plate is done. So see, it has this cute little hole. So we've got that. And then we have this really pretty brass flower. It's in there. I'll pop it out in a second. And then I have this piece of the linen specialty paper that I just cut into a square or rectangle, I guess. And then these all fit on here. I didn't want to waste it because, you know, anytime you have new stuff, and we can only buy one pack each for right now. So you don't want to waste it at all. I didn't pop these out from the last sample card I did. It has a tendency to stick in here because, you know, it's the fabric-y kind of stuff. It doesn't make your die not cut. It just stays in there. And then this one goes here. I laid them just on because you don't want to waste it, but I will show you what to do with your leftovers. Because anytime we have something that's new like this, like we haven't had paper that's fabric-y before. So your first thing is like, what can I do with it? Can I stamp on it? Can I color it? Can I sponge it? And I knew this card, when I first started, it was just going to be a very neutral card and, you know, very fast since I don't really have time to be doing this. So just run these through. It cuts really well. You can hear it cutting. And then, see, stuck. I need to get a new plate. Because when there gets to be so many cuts that it just digs down in the cut, you need to replace it. And something else that I'm going to do, just to go with that whole fabric look, is, now the Subtles embossing folder is retiring. So if you have to have the Subtle and you don't have it yet, get it. This brick kind of replaced the Subtle in my mind because it had a little bit more texture. The Subtle one was subtle and it does look like fabric. This gives a little bit more texture and it will carry over into the new. So some vanilla. So we have a nice neutral palette that we're working with. So we have these. Pull them out. They come out easy, and the nice thing is they won't tear because they're fabric. I need to make sure I put all those back where I took them out of this stuff. I did have some stuff packed to take to our on tour. It's a demonstrator get together thing. And normally we would be someplace fun. We're going to be someplace fun tomorrow. It's just still going to be in Indiana because with COVID, the on tour is virtual. So you can see these just pull out nicely. Sometimes this little, you know, these always can kind of stick. So just pull those out. One more. And then I'm going to show you, don't throw this out. Especially while this stuff is new and you're experimenting. pull this one out. Just pop out any of the little things that didn't come out with it. Just like that. And you're gonna need to grab some scrap paper. And I picked a long one. Let's do this one. Last time I did this one, I'm gonna switch them up. And this one. Because one of the things I thought was, can we sponge it? So I grabbed my blending brush and my crumb cake. I would have used sand, except it's still downstairs from camp and I haven't brought it back up. So like I said, the nice thing is these won't rip because they're fabric. So just rub some color on here. Oops. You can see it would also, these will make a nice shadow card, which is on my list of things to do with this stamp set. I just haven't done it yet. So you can do them as dark or as light as you want. And then down here where I'm holding it, just kind of sponge that. And then we'll get this one. But look how it just makes a great mask too. It's making a great pattern on the back. Get this one a little bit darker. See, if I hadn't moved it, we would have a perfect little sponge. It's still kind of pretty like that. Let me get this one so it's a little bit darker than my other one. And then just down there on the end. So I'm going to do the 2 in that color and then leave 2 white. So now look and see how special this is. It's sticker paper. So all you do is pull this off and stick it on. It's the other reason it was sticking in the dies, because anytime you run a sticker through, you know, the edges of the sticky can stick. So put that one on there. It's so nice and light because it's fabric. So get this one off. And see, if you did this on paper, you'd have to be careful on these because those might tear, but this isn't going to tear. And then I just started at the top with this one. And just don't let it fall. And then don't press it down until you know it's where you want it. So once they're down, just press those on. And then we've got the white ones, which is hard to tell from the sticker paper because the sticker paper's pretty lovely. So get this white one. So if you saw my other card, it's a very similar take. It's just totally different colors because the other one, I tie-dyed it with all the new in colors. And this one is sponged and very neutral. That one's done. They're very hard to tell the difference between, and I don't know, there's probably some fun technique we can do with the backing because they cut out really pretty. Pull this off. And again, I found it was easier to start with the flowers because it kind of flops around because, you know, it's fabric, linen. Get this so it goes here. And just don't press down hard because that way if you need to move it, you haven't like stuck it yet. So got that. Let's get the brass one out. You're just going to be like amazed how pretty this card is and how super fast it is to make. Pull that out. And then I wanted this to have the lift to it because I didn't want everything to be stuck like a sticker. So I just added one glue dot right here. And that's all that's holding that on this card. But it's plenty. And just kind of put that in the middle. Look how pretty that is. And then I wanted a bow, but I wanted this to be the focal point of the card, right? So that's always a good time to go to your twine. And this is also going to be in the new catalog. It'll make an appearance on a try card at some point because it's a essentials pack of neutrals of our twine. So just put this on here, thread this through, and I just cut it a little bit longer than what it needed to be. I'm not going to do a bow. So I did take one glue dot. And I kind of placed this where I wanted it to be. So now the tag's not going to move. And then I pulled this so it was straight and very carefully flip it over so it stays pretty straight. Take your adhesive. Just tear down those. Just stick that in there. And the nice thing is I'm using seal, so if this is crooked, like if I don't have a straight line on the front, let's see, I can move it. Yeah, see, this needs to come down. But once it's stuck like that, it's easier to kind of have something to work with. There we go. That's why I put my adhesive long ways, so it would hit it at some point. Let's take our Stampin' Steel, and don't stop watching the video because I'm going to show you what to do with those scraps. So stick this on here. I wanted to make sure that one of them went high. It's part of the reason I swapped from the other one to this one. This flower was a little bit longer. So got that. And then, you know, sometimes when you've done some sponging and you're working with all this white cardstock, it gets dirty. So just do my very favorite technique. We did it at camp today. We had it like smacking blends going in unison. It was fun to hear. Lots of people smacking at the same time. So you need the brush tip. And this is dark crumb cake and black, dark black. It's a great way to cover up sponges, but it also just kind of gives it that nice little natural feel. So add those. I didn't do it everywhere, just like kind of a diagonal line of them. And then the black you want even less of. Open the wrong side both times. I know that this means brush, but I was not looking. And then, because, you know, in the Try It class, and I wanted to remember to remind you about it, you get a new paper, a new ribbon, and a new embellishment. So the embellishment that I chose for this is our new Genial Gems. I'm not even sure. Genial Gems. What exactly that means, I would have just said like golden green. I think it's succulent, but it's just a nice little touch. And really, there's not much you can do different on the card. They're gonna look pretty much the same every time. I just swapped those flowers around. So I don't know if the camera's picking up the white. You can see it nicely. I'm just one of those things could get lost on the camera, but I will take pictures and put it on my website because this is really a nice, light, shadowy touch, but you can definitely see them on here. So then you still have this, right? Now I have all this. So when I first got it, of course, I didn't have any scraps, so I took my blending brush on this thing here. Now, what you'll be able to do is keep this because if you have small dies, of course, you can use them. You could cut it out, but you can be like, can we stamp on this new linen paper? So you have a little thing here. And you can stamp with this. This is Memento, so I can leave it here. I can get my stays on, especially the brown stays on, would look really lovely on this. And then see, like, do they smear? Do they not smear? Let's see, let's go with, I still have stuff from Retreat because I have to do 2 more alternate cards. So let's get the Poppy. And we'll see, does that ink smear? Or does it need to be darker? It stamps kind of light, but you know, there's times that you can use it. You can use a darker color than Poppy, like Spruce would probably be pretty. You can say, I wonder, can we put blends on it? So here, let's take our dark blend. And I like to do one line when I'm working on new things because you can see that's smearing a lot. So you could still color with it. You just have to make sure you stay in the lines. But that was the brush tip. So now let's take the bullet tip and see. This put a lot of ink down because that brush tip has a lot. So let's do a really fast line and see if that bleeds as much. So if you were coloring with this, if you could color fast and just add some highlights, see everywhere where it first touches, it soaks that ink in. Which is why I did test my blends before I did it because I thought I could maybe color those. It's going to suck a lot more ink out, and look how much darker the same crumb cake is than sponging. This is not going to use nearly as much ink. So you can come over here and see if you sponge that white over so the love isn't white there. Shows up that a little bit more, but save this that way before you take a whole new brand new piece and find out, well, that didn't work. Like, don't stamp an image and think, I'm going to color this in with my blends and then have it be a smeary mess. Test it on one of these small little pieces here, because this right now is trash. Don't let it be trash. Let it be something that you use. So if you're interested in any of my online classes, in my monthly thank you gift, in my VIP video club, all that information is in my emails, on my website, and I will put close-up pictures of these over there. So y'all have a nice weekend. For those of you that are in my retreat, I hope you're enjoying it. By the time I get this up, you will have at least your first video, maybe your first 2. So that'd be 4 projects in by the time I get this up. Everybody have a great weekend. Bye.